Grade 11/1st year. English book. KPK textbook, Unit number 6, Part number 2. Poem Mother to Son, by author, Langston Hughes.
Please like and subscribe YouTube channel Sohail, Imdad, to get updates on time.
Well, son, I'll tell you. Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor bare. Paraphrase, number 1, lines 1 to 7. In the first section of lines, Hughes begins with the speaker addressing her son. The first words, "Well, son, I'll tell you," sets up the conversation as informal, but also important. She clearly has something she needs to tell him, and it isn't going to be easy. The main thing that the mother wants to tell her son is that life for her hasn't been no crystal stair. She is contrasting her own life against one that is easy to progress through or up. In her case, moving forward represents a staircase with tacks and splinters protruding from the wood. The wood is also torn up in places, entire boards missing. It is dangerous to live her life, and more often than not each step presents something new to fear. The fact that boards are missing from the staircase speaks to the lack of support she received or to the missing links in her own understanding of what she should do next. The last lines add to the already painful, and at times scary, staircase she has described. Of the boards that do remain on the stairs, and the landings she will come to in the next lines, some of those do not have carpet. Again, she is describing the poor conditions she has had to deal with, and what a struggle it has been, and still is, for her to live. But all the time, I southeast been a climbin' on, and reachin' landin's, and turnin' corners, and sometimes goin' in the dark, where there ain't been no light. Paraphrase number 2, lines 8 to 13. Despite all of the things mentioned in the first 7 lines, the speaker is still moving forward. She wants to make sure that above all else this is the lesson her son learns. All the time she has been struggling, she has also been climbing on up the metaphorical stairs of her life. To describe the different periods of her life, she inserts landings into the staircase. These are place the stairs might take a turn, or she might be able to rest. Whenever she reached these landings, she went ahead and turned the corner. The speaker was not afraid of what might be on the other side, even when she was entering into the dark. This is another character trait she is hoping to pass on to her son. Even though she knows how bad things can be, she is unafraid, or at least strong enough, to face them. Not only are the places she is forced to go dark, there has never been any light there. This means that either she is the first one there, or one of many who have seen the same darkened corridors of life. Paraphrase number 3, lines 14 to 20. Despite all of the things mentioned in the first 7 lines, the speaker is still moving forward. She wants to make sure that above all else this is the lesson her son learns. All the time she has been struggling, she has also been climbing on up the metaphorical stairs of her life. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you set down on the steps. 'Cause you finds it's kinder hard. Don't you fall now. For I southeast still goin', honey. I southeast still climbin'. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Question and answer. Unit number 6, Poem Mother to Son. Question number 1. What is the dominant theme of the poem, Mother to Son? Answer. The major themes in Mother to Son: hardship, hope, and courage. The poem explores the dignity and determination of a person when facing problems. Question number 2. What are some of the literary techniques used in the poem, Mother to Son? Answer. In the poem, the poet uses an extended metaphor, imagery, dialect, and structure to paint a picture of a weary mother who wants her son to persevere through the hardships of life. Question number 3. What is an extended metaphor? How does Hughes use this literary technique to illustrate the consistent struggle of mother of her life? Give example from the poem. Answer. An extended metaphor takes a comparison and carries it throughout an entire passage, like the poet does with the staircase in the poem. Rather than mentioning the staircase once, the whole poem is based around the staircase and how it compares to life. The poet describes what the staircase, or life, is by first explaining it. Question number 3. What is an extended metaphor? How does Hughes use this literary technique to illustrate the consistent struggle of mother of her life? Give example from the poem. Answer. An extended metaphor takes a comparison and carries it throughout an entire passage, like the poet does with the staircase in the poem. Rather than mentioning the staircase once, the whole poem is based around the staircase and how it compares to life. The poet describes what the staircase, or life, is by first explaining it. Question number 5. What type of imagery is used in the poem Mother to Son? What does it suggests? Answer. Imagery is used to make readers perceive things with their five senses. Dark and light. The mother in the poem says that while climbing the stairs over the course of her life she was sometimes going in the dark, where there aren't been no light. The imagery of darkness convey the idea of being without hope. The images of tacks, splinters, boards, carpet, and crystal stair to show the difficulties of life. Question number 6. What is the tone of the poem Mother to Son? Support your view with instances from the poem. Answer. Tone is defined as the author's attitude towards a subject that is explored in his writing. In this poem, the tone is plain didactic and colloquial toward the subjects of life and resiliency while growing up that he explores throughout. Examples: it had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up.
Please like and subscribe YouTube channel Sohail Imdad to get updates on time.